Alright, so we have a Yamaha YFZ450 here. No start situation. Had a couple hours of fun on the track and had some issues at the very end. I was gonna load it on the truck and it just wouldn't start anymore. Now, thinking back, the lights went off about 5 minutes before that happened. I didn't know why. And then when we were gonna load it on the truck, or just before that, it did a little bit of a donut on the ground, and it kind of stalled on me. It wouldn't start, and it was very interesting. It doesn't normally do that. So I did get it going eventually again. Went for another 5-minute drive, came back, shut it off. We're gonna load it on the truck, and it would not start anymore at all. So I have a new stator here. So I want to test some comparisons because I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. They did not show this particular wire diagram for this quad, which has only a yellow and a white for the AC charging coils in the stator. Usually they have three wires the same color, while this one has a yellow and a white. Most of them have 3 whites or 3 yellows, which means they have 3 coils or circuits, so that it's a single phase or a 3-phase, but the 3 yellow or the 3 white are 3-phase, apparently, is what I've learned over YouTube videos. But none of them had 2 wires ever. I even checked Yamaha videos and none of them are showing the 2 wire. This here's the pulse wires, but here technically we should have 3 wires, but this particular quad has a different charging system for some reason. Apparently not the greatest in the world. So it seems like as soon as one of these are dead, the whole quad stops working. I'm not sure why that is, and that's probably why it's not the greatest charging system. So I'm going to do some tests here. First of all, get yourself a proper fluke tester. They're, I think, the best you can get. Set it to ohms. I've noticed works the best. So a couple different tests we can do here. Yellow to ground. Not showing anything. Oh, was I holding the wrong? Maybe I didn't hold that right. Hold on. Okay. Again. So we have something 0.1, and I believe it's supposed to be from 0.1 to 1 or something like that. It keeps flicking back and forth because I can barely hold it. But try the other one. That was white. We're gonna do yellow. They're both charging, but one is for the ignition, one is for the charging system. Now that's the part that I don't understand why they have it separate, because most of them have just all 3 going into one. This one, same thing. Have a connection, a very low ohms there, and then we're gonna do the red and white. Kind of tricky holding this together. So we have 279.2 ohms when you do red to white, which is your pickup coil. So that must be normal. It's a brand new coil I got here. So we're gonna go to the old one and test that same red and white. Okay, I think it's very close to the same number. We're gonna just show you. Oh, dropped it. So we're gonna do this one. The old one has a little bit higher ohms reading, which I'm guessing is close to what I would suspect is proper. So it wouldn't fire even though those pickup coil is proper, but it must be because it won't charge, and it probably doesn't get the ignition, the CDI going. That's probably why it won't work. So we go back to this old one and test that. And I got the yellow one here now. Remember, the other one had a beep, but this one must be shorting out because it's 446. It should be 0.1 or 1 at the very most. This is 446, so it must be shorting out. And try the white one. And this one is completely dead. One has a short and one is dead. So that probably doesn't work very well, does it? So we know that old coil is shot, so we're going to replace it with the new one. Amazon, 50 bucks. I got a gasket too, $25. The gasket seems to be the most money for what it's worth, but you gotta have it, so it's great. Anyway, that's it for the 450 YFZ Yamaha. So figured somebody needs to see this because nobody showed it on YouTube. So hopefully that helps out some people, because it's a weird charging system, a little odd for most quads or bikes. Usually, like I said, there's 3 white ones or 3 yellow ones that all charge AC power. And I don't know what the output's supposed to be on those. I haven't been able to start the quad and actually test it. So maybe once I'm done, I'll test and see how much power output they have. So that's it. Thank you. So took the stator cover off, and see broken wires all over the place. And we see a lot of loose, I don't know where this comes from. Must be from the flywheel bolts falling out. So that's what broke the stator.
How many bolts are there?
Oh, there's a couple. There's at least 2 down in here. 4. Yeah, this is not good. We'll have to figure out what happened there, but that's what wrecked all these wires in here. They're all broken, see? This wire should not be like that. It should be perfectly wrapped all together, so yeah, that's the problem here. Thinking back, I think we heard a little bit of interesting noises, but we thought that was just backfiring, but there's some noises coming out of the engine. And we thought it was the other side where we heard the noises, but it clearly was this side, so there you go. That's what causes things to break inside. And it's not the first video I've seen like that on YouTube. I've seen another YouTube video where a guy had broken all this. I'm not sure, the chain must have busted and wrapped itself in here and broke all that. But he also opened this up, and there was a bolt or 2 in there as well. So I guess that's an issue with these engines. So
Yamaha.
Anyway, with this Yamaha YFZ450. So yeah, we'll get her fixed. So I decided to change the flywheel just because the old one was quite damaged. It was quite indented on some spots. So I decided to change it. I talked to quite a few people and they said it would probably work, but I found one on Kijiji for a decent price, so I decided to change it with the ring gear together. So getting these off is a lot of fun. You got to use a flywheel pulling socket. I got something in here that you don't need. So it's got some threads inside. It's a 33 mil, I believe. You got to turn it on there, and there's some threads on the outside threads on the outside of that flywheel, so you can pull them off. Put it on. You first got to release this nut with an impact. You just release it a couple rounds, not too far, just so that the nut is almost flush with the shaft. And then you turn this on there by hand. Nice and tight, and then you turn this in. Oh, looks like I had that too far in. You got to make sure that the outside is tight, not the in. And make sure this is all the way on. So yeah, we're good now. And then you turn this in. Remember, you first release the big nut inside, but then you take a crescent wrench or whatever you got to hold this, and then you force this in. Just force it until it comes. All of a sudden, it'll just be almost like your wrench breaks. That's how quick it releases, and then you can take it off, release it, take this off, and the flywheel will come right off after that. So yeah, I just wanted to show you how that comes off, and then you take it off, put the new flywheel on, and tighten the nut. You're supposed to torque it about 48 pounds torque. It's a little difficult torquing it. I just took an impact and tightened it good. There's, if you can get a wrench that fits onto this portion, this bottom portion here, and then turn this and use your pound torque wrench. Canadian Tire, well actually Napa had the right low pound rating on torque wrenches, so I got one from there and got her done. So just wanted to show you that. So this one came with the starting clutch already, all with it, so I'm gonna assemble it now with the new stator. Got it all ready to go, so we'll see how it works. So I got this thing all together again. Stator back on, cover back on, got it plugged in. Don't forget to put the oil in. The engine takes 2 liters. See if it starts. Oh yeah, it's in gear. Well, at least it fires. The lights work. Sounds good to me. The lights never worked before either, so everything works now. Put the plastics back on, we'll be good to go. So I just want to show you, after changing that stator, I had actually just replaced the oil with EMS oil just before that happened. So I wasn't going to replace the oil, but somebody suggested I should. So I did, and I dumped the oil in there. See what's in here now. This was all from that stator messing up. This is all grime in the oil from that stator being completely chewed up. So not a bad idea to just change the oil and filter when this happens. So filter is right there. Change the filter. Napa has new filters, and you can put new oil in and you're good to go. I would definitely recommend that, because of seeing this after I had actually just replaced it is a bit interesting. There's all kinds of grimes in here, so this was 100% clean before I drained it in there. Anyway, that's it for now. Quad works great. Actually, I think it works perfect. And it's in gear again. Look at that. Good to go. Thank you for watching, and hopefully that'll help you guys figure out your issue. It was a bit of a strange one for me, so I thought I should make a video just to help other people. Thank you for watching.